And the focus for this one is really knowing what to think through. And this is to get to root cause. So as a leader, before you do anything, you need to make sure that it's root cause, because there's nothing more that pisses the sales rep off than when you're coming to them about the number of discovery calls they had that month, but they just closed $500,000 worth of business last quarter. So as you think through that, you need to make sure that you're basing these on scenarios and getting through that thought process going, okay, what does this rep actually need to work on? Not just holistically what my CRO is telling me what the business needs to work on. So you need to be able to critically think through this. So the scenario we want to walk through is you're looking and digesting last quarter, and you're starting to look through the first metric. And we're going to use the first metric as conversion rate of a discovery call. So from the first discovery call to getting to a second meeting, I'm not going to talk about if that's an SQL or an SAL or whatever metric people are using today, just the pure basis of a rep or an SDR got on the phone, they had a discovery call, did they book and attend the second meeting? And so what you're seeing here is out of last quarter, what we saw is we'll take a team of 4. We saw that overarchingly, we saw a drop in 12% of conversion rate from quarter over quarter. So if you look at just that metric of, okay, discovery call conversions are down, is that good? Is that bad? 12% for some businesses might be huge. Others, it might not be anything. But let's say it's 12%. What then do you look at? So the other metric that we're showing here is the number of discovery calls held. So you're starting to look at, okay, are my reps even prospecting enough? Are they getting on the phones enough? And if the overarching team conversion rate is dropped 12%, where specifically did that drop and why? So as you look at your team, not just what the company's doing, you see that you have an overarching conversion rate of 33%. That's great. But what about the reps in your team? So how does that break out? So we broke out the 4 reps here to show you, okay, from rep A to rep D, what was the difference in conversion rate? You start to see kind of a bucket in rep B and C that, all right, we're dropping a little bit, but I don't know why. And they're also not the top people having the most discovery calls. So after looking at this, your initial inclination is rep A is great, and rep D is, needs to get some more meetings, but doing the right behaviors. And then as we drill down into this, the way we wanted to look at this is, okay, what do you do in this scenario? So rep A and rep D look decent, but you have 2 reps who clearly look like they're struggling. Well, we need to look at another metric to start to understand the thought process of what's really going on. So if we look at closed revenue for last quarter, we're taking the bar at 210 grand. We looked at rep B and rep C actually closed the most revenue last quarter, but their conversion rates are the lowest. What do you draw from that?
Yeah, I think one of the key things to think through as you do just data analysis in general is really start to try to apply the information to reality. So I think sometimes it's easy to look at a chart and just draw a conclusion like, well, it's bad, it's good.
Yeah.
We have to remember that data is there to help us answer a question. So what's the question? So the first question was, we had a drop in that conversion, right? And then I had an average of 33% for my team. However, I had pretty decent variance between my reps. So the first question you want to think about is, well, why is there such a difference? I only got 4 people. I shouldn't have that big a difference between those people. So you want to go investigate that. The purpose of data analysis is generally, it's not going to give you the answer. It's going to tell you where you need to go dig more. So the first thing you want to think about is, okay, there's a pretty big distribution. Now, it could simply be that some of the people that are performing better or not are newer or, more experienced, et cetera, things like that. But then as Seth described, when you look at the actual performance, it's a little bit contrary to what we expect. The people doing high volume were not doing high dollars. So now you got to ask yourself, so what's different? So could it be that the people that are doing lower volume and conversion are being more disciplined? And so that's something you want to go look at.